The reason I am making this video is entirely because I am nosy.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and believe it or not, this video had nothing to do with Ned Fulmer. The thing is that I was telling my friend about this video, and he was like, well, you have to talk about the Try Guys situation because that's immediately where my brain went when you said the title called Everyone is Cheating. So if we have time, we'll talk about the Try Guys situation, okay? But that'll be at the end.
Really quick, Hermes and I are going to tell you about our channel sponsor, VidIQ Boost. I have been using VidIQ for years to help keep track of my channel analytics, as well as making sure I don't miss anything on uploads for videos. And now if you sign up through my link with them, you'll get VidIQ Boost for 30 days for just $1. With VidIQ Boost, you get 50 video ideas a day, keyword recommendations, title recommendations, and my personal favorite, you can see how your thumbnail will look next to other thumbnails on the same topic. Now, VidIQ Boost is not going to make the video for you, but it can be a great place to start if you're having trouble coming up with ideas. If you want to take your channel to the next level, go ahead and click the link in my description box to get VidIQ Boost for 30 days for $1.
I think we can all agree, mostly, that cheating is bad, unless you're some Andrew Tate obsessed I was gonna say a name. And you think that cheating is like your right as a pseudo alpha male or whatever the hell you guys are telling yourselves these days. I'd like to think that I don't have any of you following me or watching my content, but I never really know, you know? And any of you could click on this video. So if I get angry comments, go right ahead, it boosts me in the algorithm. So I should point out that everything I'm going to be talking about is alleged cheating. As far as I can tell, aside from one indictment, a fucking indictment. This is so stupid. But most of the cheating I'm going to be talking about is alleged cheating or hypothetical cheating, or it's a possibility that cheating is involved. And in one instance, the person is not being accused of cheating. They are accused of receiving favoritism and potentially being involved in a competition that is rigged, essentially. So the outcome was not a fair outcome, allegedly, hypothetically. Again, don't sue me. I should point out, for all of these, including the Try Guys, I have not cared about any of these things in a while, if ever. Chess, competitive chess, never cared about. Just never have. Competitive fishing, I don't care. The Miss USA situation, the only reason I'm even at all familiar with it is because my parent I don't speak to tried to like bully me into doing the Miss Tustin pageant, which was my hometown's pageant, which if you won that, you would then go on to be in Miss California, and then obviously Miss California into Miss USA. Yeah, I think I finally aged out of that one, so they can't do it anymore. And so that's the only thing that I know is because one of my former Girl Scout co-presidents actually won Miss Tustin and then went on to compete in Miss California, so I was at least familiar with Miss USA, that particular. And then after the pageant happens, I've always liked like the dress compilations that I see on YouTube and TikTok and all of that. It's always kind of fun for me. The Try Guys, aside from Eugene, I have not thought about in the last like 4 or 5 years. Let's first start with chess, because I think I have so many links open on my computer. Hold on. Chess investigation finds that US Grandmaster likely cheated more than 100 times. I know I'm gonna seem giddy throughout this whole video, and it's because it's things like this. I don't know why. I just get excited. This is my Super Bowl, okay? People cheating in chess. Like I said, I don't even care about chess. It's the drama. That's what I like. I don't want to say, because how is it that serious? Because my entire channel is me taking not serious things too seriously. And for a lot of people, this is serious. Same with the fishing competitions and Miss USA and the Try Guys in general. And, you know, marriage vows. I'm just messy. This is from further down an article on ESPN. It says Tony Rich was getting ready for bed on September 4th when the St. Louis Chess Club's executive director and organizer of the Sinquefield Cup received a phone call from the tournament's chief arbiter. It was unlike any call he has received in his 12-year tournament organizing career. Magnus Carlsen, the #1 chess player in the world, was strongly considering withdrawing from the Sinquefield Cup, one of America's most prestigious events, with a $100,000 first place check at stake. $100,000. I feel like it's more dramatic when there's more money involved. Like, we're going to talk about the fishing thing, and that has a price tag to it too. Hours earlier, Carlsen had suffered a shocking loss to a relatively unknown 19-year-old American named Hans Niemann. After the last move, a disheveled Carlsen shook Niemann's hand, let out a long exhale, signed his record sheet, and left. If he had any suspicions, he did not make it clear at that time. A cryptic tweet from Carlsen followed, quoting Portuguese soccer manager Jose Mourinho. "If I speak, I am in big trouble, suggesting, rather vaguely, that Neiman might have cheated. The chess world and beyond spoke for him. Loudly, grandmasters began taking sides, coming up with their own analyses of what happened. Elon Musk chimed in with a tweet. News articles were written about anal beads could be used to assist a player. So who said anal beads? I want to know where that started, because that's what I heard first before any of this, okay? Because originally I heard this and I was like, oh, he's a sore loser. But then the anal beads is what got me drawn in. I was like, what are we talking about here? There's a reply to this from the Reddit, okay? Now this one is alleging that Magnus cheats. Alleging. The real answer is actually elementary. Magnus cheats. He's always had anal beads up his butt, maybe for the past 10 years. That's how he's been dominating the entire field of players. There was a slight dip during the time he played Corona because he was so drunk he couldn't feel the vibrations well and ended up losing a game. His team decided to turn up the vibrations to max, and that's how Magnus survived the encounter. Recently, Magnus realized the anal beads supercomputer a design he created had been stolen. The real thief was the cocky supervillain Hans. Hans employed the anal beads tactic against Magnus. Being new to the use of the device, however, Hans didn't know the signals he sent from the beads interfered with Magnus's device. Magnus feels unprompted vibrations on his prostate and realized Hans stole his poop chute stockfish, but couldn't use his own to retaliate lest Hans knew he was the true inventor of the device. That's why Magnus was uncharacteristically prone to inaccuracies and proceeded to lose the game. In over-the-board chess, with more security measures in place, cheaters need to get creative. So technically, could a person use anal beads during a game? A Reddit user seems to have pushed the theory. Could those anal beads aid with cheating? The jury is out. Even if the beads are connected to a computer that is following the match in real time and sending the next move in Morse code, there's no proof that a person would be able to decipher the vibrations and apply them to their next move. We live in a social media age that's hungry for sensationalism. Guilty. The greatest conspiracy theories get blown out of proportion, Ashley says. Chess is the flavor of the moment, and we are getting attention in a way that we would never like to have. An internal report reviewed by the Wall Street Journal alleges a previously unknown pattern of likely widespread cheating by Hans Moke Neiman, the player whose September victory over Magnus Carlsen has rocked the chess world. The report reviewed by the Wall Street Journal alleges that Neiman likely received illegal assistance from more than 100 online games as recently as 2020. Those matches include contests in which prize money was on the line. So Neiman himself, other than the chess.com, has admitted to cheating twice throughout his chess career. Once at 12 and once at the age of 16, according to the CBS Sports article. The speculation about the anal beads is, again, hilarious. But in July, programmer James Stanley proved he could cheat by using vibration in his shoes. I probably would care less about the chess thing because the chess cheating, I mean, in my brain, it's like, it sounds like you're cheating because you already know how to play the game. But I know that's not really how it works. So I think the vibrations and the alleged anal beads, that's what makes this more interesting to me.
So there's been an update since I filmed, and it's that Hans is suing everyone and their mother. Basically, he is suing Magnus Carlsen for $100 million, but also mentioned is chess.com, who said that he's cheated more than he's admitting to, and also other chess masters who have basically kind of bolstered the claim that he cheated or has cheated. And so he's suing for, loss of wages, potential defamation, ruining his career, the like. I did want to read this one line from the nature of the action in the complaint. It starts with, Neiman is a 19-year-old self-taught chess prodigy. And I just found that funny.
Now we're going to talk about my personal favorite story. Fishermen face felony charges over a cheating scandal at an Ohio tournament. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the video clip. The video is immaculate. So this is from Danny B Talks, Daniel Baldwin. Y'all know I like fishing. Well, this pisses me off. Meet Jake Runyon and Chase Kaminsky, aka Big Cheaters. They recently were caught cheating in the last tournament of the year of a major walleye fishing tournament trail. They were even going to be crowned Team of the Year. So what started this, in my understanding, is that these guys, their fish weighed way more than everyone else's. But the fish in some instances were either the same size as everyone else's catch or were smaller than some other people's catches, but they weighed more, which is unlikely when all the fish live in the same body of water and so they're all eating the same things. Someone came up and said, let me see those fish, grab the fish, cut open the fish, and then let me just play you the video.
We got weights and fish! There we go! Get out of here! You fucking
Okay, listen. As a fairly small woman, I'm scared of most random crowds of men converging on me. But if I were these guys, I'd be scared shitless. These are the last types of guys that you want to piss off, in my opinion. Forget all these other people. These dudes in their fishing garb and their hats, and they're just converging on you to make sure you don't run. Shit. Danny moved forward to say, now ordinarily in fishing tournaments, you catch them, weigh them, and you release them. So fish are never usually killed or filleted. When it was suspected that their walleye's appearance didn't match their weight, the tournament director filleted one fish. And in that one fish, he found approximately 5 to 10 ounces of lead weights in the fish. So the tourney director filleted the rest of his limit, and the same was found in each fish. The police were called. What happened after, I'm not sure on. And there's a photo of these dudes sitting on the curb with cops talking to them. Oh my God. Okay. I think it's just the phrasing. We got weights and fish. Just the drama of it all. The way that the guys, only one of the guys is like moving around. He's kind of like watching things, watching the crowd. The other guy is standing straight, what looks like his hands in his pockets while he watches his fish get flayed. And he knows exactly what he did. And because again, you can't claim that like, oh, I just happened to catch a fish that had a lead ball in it. No. So this is the article from NPR. Hoping to win a fishing tournament with nearly $30,000 on the line, Jake Runyon and Chase Kaminsky illegally stacked the deck in their favor, according to officials in Ohio. And now the pair have been indicted on 3 felony charges each. Was it worth it? 3 felony charges. Okay. A grand jury has indicted Runyon and Kaminsky on charges of cheating, attempted grand theft, and possessing criminal tools, according to the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office. The charges are 5th-degree felonies, meaning they could each bring a punishment of up to 12 months in prison and $2,500 in fines. I take all crime very seriously, and I believe what these 2 individuals attempted to do was not only dishonorable, but also criminal, Prosecutor Michael C. O'Malley said in a statement. The anglers also face, I'm sorry, I love calling them anglers. Like fishermen, okay, but anglers? I don't know why that's so funny to me. Fishing tournaments like the Lake Erie Walleye Competition draw dozens of teams and prominent sponsors. Along with cash, top prizes can include exorbitantly expensive fishing boats. To prevent cheating, high-stakes events routinely subject winners to polygraph tests. Seriously? The polygraph test I had not heard about prior to this article. Okay. Like, I don't know if you guys have met anyone who's like really into fishing, but like that's like their whole thing. They love fishing. Like it's fun for them. Unless they go with their families, then it's like war, you know, like, but other than that, it's like fun for them for the most part. Like they're just vibing. They like fishing. Now, again, I've never been to a competitive fishing tournament. And now this is telling me that I think I need to go to one because apparently I know they're probably not all this dramatic, but it seems like, I don't want to say that you take it seriously, but it sounds like there's like just an air of like tension that I think I need to be a part of. Okay, so this next one is about Miss USA. And again, this one is not an alleged cheating scandal. It's an alleged favoritism scandal. The day after, and even the night of the pageant, I started seeing videos pop up on my For You page about how this was going, okay? But specifically the crowning ceremony, okay? When Miss Texas was crowned, no one came up to like hug her and congratulate her, which is just kind of my understanding is something that happens at like all pageants is the runner-ups and the ones who didn't win, let's not say losers, are usually congratulatory because again, it's still like a PR thing. And also, I mean, I think you'd be happy for someone who won, even if you lost, you know? It's like camaraderie. And for a lot of these people, they're like living together leading up to the pageant or they've competed together before. So there's a certain familiarity that kind of goes into it is my understanding. And so the fact that that didn't happen at all here is suspicious. So this is from the New York Post. Contestants claim Miss USA 2022 was rigged. We were humiliated. Were Miss USA pageant goers misled this year? Humiliated contestants claim the 2022 Miss USA pageant was rigged and that the winner of the contest, Miss Texas Albany Gabriel, was predetermined, or so say theories circulating TikTok, which claim no one had a fair chance. Miss Montana Heather Lee O'Keefe fired up the rumor mill online following the contest on Monday, when Gabriel, 28, was crowned, which made her the first Filipina American to win the Miss USA title. Yay! That's good. She's also the first Asian American contestant to earn the Miss Texas USA state title. That's great. Most of Miss USA contestants feel very strongly that there was favoritism towards Miss Texas USA, and we have the receipts to prove it, O'Keefe claimed in a TikTok video with over 29,000 views. And that is one of the videos that I saw, was specifically from O'Keefe. I kept seeing videos from her. So there's a couple of different red flags that apparently people are talking about. Arbany did not seem surprised when she was announced as Miss USA, and that was a red flag, that she kind of seemed like not floored or excited or, oh my God, you know, that thing. Surprised, that's the word I'm looking for. She didn't seem surprised, allegedly. One of the other red flags for the Miss USA other contestants was that one of the sponsors for the Miss USA winners package, so like when you win, this is one of your perks, they posted a video clip of Miss Texas getting services done at their facilities 9 weeks earlier, prior to that. So they were like, well, why is she getting her winning packages? Why is she already working with them? And then the other one that I saw specifically from O'Keefe was that there were video clips taken on the roof of the hotel, or photos taken of Miss Texas on the roof of the hotel that they were all staying at after dark, when it was clearly dark outside. And she's like, we had a curfew. We were not allowed to leave our rooms. Why was she allowed to go take what looks like professional photos, or at least photos at all, on the roof at night when we had our curfew and we weren't allowed to go out? See, that's favoritism. Like, they were letting her go out and take photos because they knew she was going to win. Here is talk of the winning packages that was alleged that she got access to. The winner of Miss USA receives complimentary services at MIA Plastic Surgery, which is affiliated with Nizuk Spa, according to the resort's website. But as O'Keefe noted, less than 24 hours after the pageant aired live Monday night, Nizuk Spa posted on Instagram story of Gabriel receiving services, noting it happened 9 weeks ago. The founder of MIA Beauty, a sponsor of the Miss USA pageant, is also reportedly a judge on the competition, O'Keefe claimed, and posted clips of Gabriel on his Instagram stories, further fueling speculation. Ever since Miss Texas was crowned a couple of months ago, she has been shown favoritism by the Miss USA organization through their businesses that are also owned by the same woman, O'Keefe claimed. O'Keefe also referenced the president of the Miss USA organization, Crystal Stewart, and shared an alleged screenshot of an Instagram story showing Stewart doing Gabriel's hair. Stewart also runs the pageant coaching business Miss Academy. Gabriel, who was reportedly coached in the Miss Academy prior to her crowning as Miss Texas, was the only one who was really featured on their page, being one of their clients, O'Keefe claimed, despite multiple other contestants working with the Academy. Not to mention the actual Miss USA page reposting Texas as the official Miss USA page, and no other state contestant got this kind of treatment, O'Keefe said in a video, and then they were posted a public apology. While O'Keefe broke down the drama on TikTok, where it quickly went viral, she's far from the only one speaking out. Miss Georgia USA, Holly Haynes, has been resharing Instagram stories from several of her fellow contestants, including Miss Kentucky USA, Lizzie Newts, Miss New Jersey, Alexandra Lockman, Miss Kansas USA, Elise No, Miss Massachusetts, Scarlett Ramirez, and Miss Virginia USA, Kaylee Horvath. Now, this is from the Daily Mail, so take it with a grain of salt, because I just don't trust the Daily Mail. I just don't. Contestants have claimed Gabriel received more resources than we did, like a professional hair and makeup team, and that she violated handbook guidelines. There's a handbook. Should I review the Miss USA handbook? Can I get my hands on that? Miss Universe, which runs Miss USA, has started an internal investigation into the class of 2022's allegations. Miss USA is also investigating. It's like when Nickelodeon announced that they didn't find any evidence of grooming or misconduct on Nickelodeon Studios in connection with Dan Schneider. We had investigated ourselves thoroughly, and we have found that we have not done any wrongdoing. Having Miss Universe investigate it is one thing. Having Miss USA investigate themselves, I think, is something else. Even though, again, Miss Universe owns Miss USA or runs Miss USA. This one's from E! News. Arbany Gabriel responds to allegation her win was rigged. And so basically in this interview, I'll have it linked down below, but basically in this interview, Arbany is saying that the sponsor for Miss USA was actually also a sponsor for Miss Texas. So once she won her title, she did work with them as a brand ambassador at that point, because they were also part of her winning packages, which is fine. That answers the question. Prior to that, she talks about how she wouldn't answer a competition that she knew she would win. She has integrity. I mean, I think it's always good to say, I don't know if it answers the questions, but I think it's might as well throw it in there. It's always good. She then goes on to say that there have been instances where contestants for Miss USA have worked with Miss USA sponsors prior to winning and that shouldn't be a red flag. I mean, can she give examples? And then that video was released after I won, but that was filmed beforehand, which, I mean, I guess I can't question that all that much because there are instances where people sit on things that they worked when they think, hey, this person's going to be big, so I'm going to wait until they have a bigger promotion, something that I can then promote the thing that I have them in. That kind of makes sense. I can understand that. However, it was promote your new location and then it was 9 weeks ago. I mean, why wouldn't you post it sooner? I mean, if I was her, I would be like, actually, you need to post it now because I don't want it connected to this. That's not in conjunction with the Miss USA. I'm speaking as someone who's a content creator and an influencer. If I did work with someone and then they sat on it until I was a bigger deal, I'd be pissed. And I have pulled out of deals for that because they decided that they were going to wait on something until I did something else. Or I was growing in a trajectory where they were like, okay, if we just wait a little bit, she'll have at least another 10,000 more subscribers. And then we can do this. And I'm like, nope, we're not doing that because then you'd owe me more money, but also you're not getting paid. But still, I've never been Miss USA and I've never been a beauty pageant queen, winner, title holder, whatever. So, I mean, I guess I can't say how I would respond in that instance. More than anything, I think this is on the brand because for the spa, because that should have been done faster. The other instance was Crystal Stewart, the Miss USA head, allegedly doing her hair prior to the win. She's saying that actually that happened after I won. I jumped, got up, got in hair and makeup, and she was like, oh, I can do a snatched ponytail. And Arbany said, okay, let's see it, and that the photos just came out in a time where it looked suspicious, but it was just because they were up so early. And so it did look like, oh yeah, she's doing my hair, all this stuff. I put my hair in a ponytail. Her hair's in a ponytail now. Is that your thing? Like ponytails? Let's see. Is it snatched? But that's her reasoning for like why it happened, which I mean, if she did already win at that point, then I guess it's not suspicious. Okay, so she's claiming that actually it wasn't that the girls didn't rush up to hug her. It's that they were told by the people running the show that they were not allowed to come out because they were worried about timing. And then also that they were going to fall off the stage because of where the setup was. And then once she got off the stage, that's when the girls hugged her. Could this literally all just be optics? Arbany told The Rundown she has not spoken to Heather O'Keefe, about her claims, though she's open to talking to her about it. I would love to communicate with her because I think there's a lot of allegations that are coming up that aren't true, and people are leading to conclusions that just simply aren't true, Arbany said. In an Instagram live video on October 5th, Heather explained the walk-off was not planned and that she and her fellow contestants are not coming out against Arbany in voicing their pageant experience. We want to make it clear that we are not in any way attacking Arbany as a person, she said, adding later in an hour-long video, nothing against the girl who won Miss USA. We have no hard feelings against her. It's not her fault. These are our issues that are bringing up against the organization as a whole. I guess that makes sense because I do think that you can respect and be kind to the winner and still have issues with how things went down. As far as I can tell, no one is claiming like we want her title stripped, nothing like that I can see. They're just saying that it does seem like there was favoritism and that they were not given a fair chance or that there was something going on, which I guess you could say is implying that her title should be stripped, she shouldn't have won and all this stuff. But I mean, I guess you could say that two things can be true at the same time and that they could be like, hey, we think there's something going on with the organization, but we're fine that she won. We're happy that for her. Honestly, if I was her, I would be pissed at the sponsor, especially because if it was part of her winning package for Miss Texas and then they held off until she was competing in Miss USA to then promote it after she won Miss USA. Could the spa have known to hold off on posting it? Could they have been told, hey, she stands a good chance of winning. Maybe wait. Could that have happened? Allegedly, hypothetically, maybe. There's always the possibility that favoritism was shown, that she was the favorite to win, and that therefore she was receiving preferential treatment or was given an unfair advantage without her knowledge. There is that possibility. Okay, 8 things to know about Miss USA. She is the 10th Miss Texas USA to win Miss USA next to Crystal Stewart. Crystal Stewart was a Miss Texas? It gets juicier. Wait, like the Crystal Stewart that's running Miss USA now? Did I just blow this wide open? All in all, good for her that she won. Based on what I'm seeing, if there was favoritism, I don't think she knew, okay? And I do think that that's a possibility. This time, she is the first Filipina to win Miss USA, which I do think is something to celebrate. I think that's great. As far as favoritism, I mean, there are some suspicious details. That being said, do I think she knew? Based on what I'm seeing, probably not.
This one has an update as well. Miss USA organizers suspended an investigation into rigged 2022 Miss USA pageant. Basically, Miss Universe organization is suspending Miss Brand Corp, which is the organizers of the Miss USA pageant, and they have hired an outside law firm to conduct an investigation into the Miss USA 2022 to see if any of the claims are factual. They say that based on these findings, they will, respond accordingly.
All right. Anyways, that's where we're going to end that there. Fine, I'll talk about Ned just because I got to slip it in. So basically, Ned Fulmer of the Try Guys had what he called a consensual workplace relationship with another person on one of their teams, someone that works on their Food Baby team for video productions and all of that, and cheated on his wife, Ariel. He was then fired because of this alleged relationship, which there is speculation that this had been going on for about a year. Cheating on your wife is not a grounds for firing from your company. It is grounds for firing when you are a co-owner of the company and the person that you are allegedly having an affair with, you are their superior, okay? That is a HR violation. That's a potential lawsuit. That's a bunch of different things. In my opinion, I do think that that's grounds for firing. Not the affair. It's the situation when there's a power dynamic issue with literally, it's not like it's just her boss. It's the co-owner of the company. And so that was a potential issue for everyone working there and all of that. So that's why he was let go. At this time, I believe his wife and him are currently trying to work through things. SNL made fun of the Try Guys statement about it, which they just kind of made fun of the fact that the Try Guys took it too seriously and like how dramatic it was because of cheating. It doesn't surprise to me that they did not understand why people were talking about the Try Guys situation, or if that isn't the case and that's not why they did it because allegedly one of their writers is friends with Ned, and so obviously they were going to take shots at the Try Guys themselves. Hermes was barking, and then my neighbor's dog was like harmonizing with him by also barking. So here's Hermes. He also says that cheating is bad, but fighting dirty depends on the situation. Anyways, that's really going to be it for today. Which story were you obsessed with? Chess, fishing, Miss USA, the Try Guys? I probably arguably could have brought up the Adam Levine situation, but I do think that was overshadowed by Ned Fulmer's situation. Is kind of funny to me. So we're not going to talk about that. Did you care about any of what I'm talking about? Is this the first time you're hearing about any of this? Are you also now obsessed with fishing competitions? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I have a podcast, the Swell Shenanigans podcast. It's currently on hiatus. This would have been an entire podcast episode. That's why this video is existing. It's because the podcast is currently on hiatus. Otherwise, this would have been like 3 or 4 episodes of the podcast. Reminder, I have merch like that mug back there. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd also like to support my Patreon, leave this down below. If you'd like to find me on my social media, that'll be all up here. And that's going to be have a lovely day. Goodbye. I know you only care about me as long as I give you the chicken jerky, and that's all right. But sometimes we need to talk about, metal balls and fish and chess programmed anal beads, and that should also be important.
Thank you, Alan, Cameron, Christopher, Chris P, Crash PC, China, Dirty One, Dawn, Elliot, Evan, Eric, Eol, Hopeless, Incognito, Jekka Ray, James, Joe, John M, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kim, Kristen, Lamb, Lex, Luis, Matt, O, Matthew S, Meme Lord, Michael J, Micah, Nathan, Nathaniel, Pat, Penn, Richard, Rob, Brett, Robert, Ross, Sam, Serena, Skylar, Simon, Tasha, Timothy, Heavenly, Plastic, Tom, Qwerty, Randy, Wendy, Williams, and Drewswing.